you can hear me or not, but this chair sucks. It feels like I'm gonna fall over. There's like a concrete thing out here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's like a raised concrete area that slants like backwards, so it feels like I'm falling over the whole time. But anyways, it's 28 degrees out here. I'm not no Canadian, like I understand that many of my most devoted followers are Canadians, but I can take a little bit of the cold. You probably can't see my breath, but it's 28 degrees out here, and it's what, April 15th or something like that, 14th, no 15th. There's a bunch of traffic noise in the background, because I don't know if you can see that, but there's a road like way off in the distance. But because there's nothing between me and this road, like I don't know, 400 yards away, it's like it's right here. There's a lot of people on this road. For some reason the sun is coming at me from this direction, which this is the east, and that's why when I make my videos in the morning, that's an east window that all the light is coming into. But anyways, there's an expression, you know how they have annoying expressions in AA therapy groups and all the things that are supposed to help you be a full-fledged member of society and a sane and rational person. They have an expression that goes something like this: if you always think what you've always thought, you always do what you've always done, and if you've always done what you've always done, you'll always be what you are. So I said I was going to get out here. The chair that I'm sitting in, it's not quite as disgusting as I thought, but it was laying on its side in the weather, and I don't trust it at all. It's a very old, you know, one of the cup holder folding type chairs. So I feel like this thing will break and I'll fall over at any time. There's the remains. Of course, I probably already showed you that. See that like gate over there? My brother built that when we put that garden up, like, I don't know, 4 years ago. My leg was screwed up then. But my niece is a very determined younger person, though she's in her 30s now. I think she's staring the big 4-0 in the face, as a matter of fact. I hate those expressions, the big 4-0, the big 5-0, and all that shit. But anyway, he hand built that gate, and then we strung that green plastic whatever, built a garden out here. And it had like 1 year where it had a bumper crop of tomatoes, or had tomatoes upon tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, and a few other things in it. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that I got all doped up last night trying to wake up early, and it just doesn't work. Like, I took a double dose. Let's see, I'm supposed to take 15 milligrams of Valium a day. I took 5 during the day, and I took 2 at night to help me sleep, and then I didn't go to sleep, and then I took 2 more, so that's 10 milligrams over my dose, just so I could wake up. You know, I set the alarm for 4 until it got to be past 12 o'clock midnight, and I'm like, screw that, and I set it for 6, and then I was so doped up that I didn't, I sat there and listened to the alarm for a full half hour, just because I was tired and didn't want to get out of bed. I was able to, it's stupid for me to, since I fall down all the time, it's stupid for me to just risk carrying a computer out here just to have this backdrop. You can see the sun hit me in the face a little bit. That's going to become blinding shortly, because there's not a cloud in the sky. But I used like this padded case to carry this computer out here to protect it. It's the case that goes to my new guitar processor thing. But yeah, it's as I forget who in the family would always make this joke and think it was funny every time, but it's a wee bit nipply out here. I guess a reference to your nipples getting hard in the cold. I don't know, but I don't really. Yeah, I drank some coffee. I'm not really awake, but I thought like, I said I'd do this, so here I am. It just took me a while, and I was walking like as unsteady as I've ever walked. I was like, oh, I picked a good day to do this, and yeah, there's all this like creeping vines out here too that tangle your cane up in, and I got the chair tangled up when I was dragging the chair over here. And this was like a huge jungle back here when we cleared it out, and that's what we were fighting was this. It's not poison ivy; it's some other kind of vine, and it's got. There's two different kinds out here. One of them's got thorns on them, and one of them doesn't. But at one point, I was doing well enough physically. Well, there's like a garbage can. This might make some noise. There's a garbage can right here for absolutely no apparent reason. I don't know why a garbage can's all the way back here. I think it's maybe the dude in the non-winter time from upstairs opens up the garbage can because I guess he got bitched out for throwing his beer cans out the window. The alcoholic that lives like his window's like right up there. So I think he opens this up and like plays basketball out the window while he's, knocking back the tall boys. Though there doesn't seem to be anything in it now, but he probably doesn't use it in the wintertime, I imagine. That's the only explanation I can find for why this stupid can's out here. Yeah, I don't know why it's bothering me. It's bothering me. Anyway, so I have a chair. I can come out here and sit in the mornings when it's not freezing. This chair sucks, however. I will be pointed the other way, so it doesn't feel like I'm about to fall over backwards. Probably looks like I'm about to fall over backwards, but it's like I used to like sunbathe back here and just hang out back here sometimes. It's fairly secluded. There's even like an alcove over there. Like I laid a mattress out there and slept one night. I had this huge futon-looking mattress thing that I gave away because I give everything away. But I should never gave that away. But it was like a very handy thing. You could like roll it up, and if you need to crash at somebody's house or somebody need to crash at your house, you could have like an instant mattress. I'm trying to remember where that thing came from or what it was, but it's just too long ago. My brain is too addled from volume. I got pain. Maybe that'll help wake me up. I got pain in my face. Yes, it's definitely weird being outside when you're trapped indoors. I don't feel particularly nervous that I'm all doped up, but you can get like nervous just going outside if you're trapped inside 24/7. And I haven't been waking up. There's a lot of traffic noise. A lot of traffic. It's supposed to be a quarantine, but I don't know what road that is back there actually. I have no idea. I know my fingers are starting to get cold. It's cold out here. I got these little light gloves on. Yeah. One thing I found out about trying to do something like this outside is the road noise and the birds and all the noise out here is very distracting for me to develop a train of thought and a theme to whatever the hell I'm talking about. So I might come out here and sit, but I'll probably still do the videos outside. But it gives you a nice backdrop anyway. I don't know, just lighten up the one side of my face, so shows the duality of man, darkness and light. I don't know. don't know how my olditude will hold up in the light either. I was curious about that. Take my hat off for a minute. Oh, that's cold. Fuck that. Yeah. But yeah, I could develop the habit of like taking my walk. Or maybe like sitting out here first and then taking my walk because I got to walk down these concrete steps. And I have to bring a computer out here because I don't have the type of phone where you can take video and then transfer video onto. Uh, the way I did it before with like pictures is like to send them to my email on the computer and then get them online that way. I don't know how to like do all that crap, so hence the laptop on my lap. Um, no, I didn't do much. Yesterday kind of sucked. It's like I ate good, and that's about it. I didn't do a whole lot else. I didn't even look at the houses. And the dude sent me another house. He sent me all these houses on the 13th, and he sent me another house to look at on the 14th. So maybe shaking up my routine will shake me out of my funk a little bit. Take these off. Let the sun hit me. Somehow I feel far less interesting outside than inside. There's just too many distractions around. My cat was out there saying, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing outside? Let me in the house. It's fucking cold out here, you idiot." Because he's been out all night. It went down to 24 in April, in the middle of April. And we didn't get any snow, obviously, or anything. But his reaction was funny. And I brought a can of cat food because I was like, oh, I could do that. I could like feed him out here and you could see him eating or whatever. But I just set it on the porch, and there's no other cats around at the moment. I'm out of cat food. The agency called me yesterday with the aid worker, and I was going to say, I got to find things for these people to do. So, instead of ordering it over the computer, I was like, well, I can send them around looking for cat food so they can get paid. And so I think I only got like 2 cans of cat food, and then the aid worker's supposed to come tomorrow. I'll send them around like looking for food rather than just buying it off the internet. My nose is starting to run. It's chilly. I wouldn't want to be fishing in this right now. It's a big difference, like I said, between sitting in the cold and moving around in the cold. If you're just sitting there, you won't get cold. If you're walking around and moving, like this is good walking weather. I like walking in this kind of weather where you can see your breath and it's a little chilly out. But yeah, this is me outside. Wasn't expecting that, was you? I won't even title this anything like surprise or like me outside or anything like that. I'll just title it something boring. Because I feel like the people that stay with me and check in on me, they're the only ones. On a regular basis, they're the only ones that are allowed to get surprises. Because I, of course, used to have like much more followers, and then they just dwindled. It's not like I don't have anything new to say. It's like, well, seen enough of that. Some guy laying in bed shirtless. There's just too much blathering away about different philosophical, intellectual, and ontological points. There's enough of that. There's enough of self-indulgent people. I'll go move on to some other self-indulgent person. But anyways, so yeah, my viewership has dwindled down to maybe like 20 to 30 people, sometimes less. So the other people, those fair weather friends, do not get to see me out in the fair weather. Only you hardcore devotees, And your Canadian crowd out there is probably saying, "Psh, wuss, 28 degrees, huh? big deal. But yeah, the, this this door, like, let me spin this around. This door in this building, you can see the creeper vines coming down there. I guess that light may or may not work, but this door, I don't know what. No one knows what this leads to. We always wanted to ask the Gerald Miller guy about it because we could keep tools in it. But then when the meth crowd ambulance in the background, very distracting out here. I don't like it. Just go. You're an ambulance. You're supposed to move fast. Just go. Are you the slowest damn ambulance in the universe? Just fucking go. Okay, well anyway, when we were doing the garden thing, we're like, well, we could keep our tools. And she's like, well, ask the landlord about what's behind this door or whatever. I don't remember if I ever did or anything like that, but when he invited the meth people to come when I was trying to quit benzos, they stole a shovel. I got the great deal on a shovel, like a brand new shovel, quality shovel with a wooden handle. It's one of the things that got stolen when the meth crowd was here, was that shovel along with several items of mail. And really anything that was outside was getting stolen. But they eventually made their way back here and stole my shovel, which was like a $35 or $40 shovel that I got for $18, brand new with the wooden handle and everything for digging back here when I could do things like that. Now I'm just lucky to have not fallen getting out here, considering there's all these like creeping vines like all over the walk. There's like a walkway that goes around the corner. There's just too much damn noise out here. I don't remember it being that noisy out here. I don't remember the noise and all the traffic on this road. And it's like, I don't know if you can see you probably can't see that there's like a stream back there somewhere. I don't know what you're looking at. Or the road, or there's like a house back there too. But there's that woods gets pretty thick back here. It's obviously you can see the bare trees here. Spring hasn't really sprung. Where'd my glasses go? And what did I do with them? See if there should be buds on the trees. Nope. At the very tops of the trees. Okay, there's some buds on the trees out here. They're sparse. Only on certain trees are there buds, but it's early spring out here. Maybe that's what it is. It's like once that woods gets built up and all these trees get all their leaves, it made it almost impossible to have a garden back here because, like, the one year we were trying to cut down and do forestry type shit just to make enough sun to hit the plants, and then the next year the trees blocked out all the sun. Now I remember, and that's why we didn't have any. That's why the garden didn't yield. It yielded like I think for 1 year, and then the next year it barely got any sunshine because the trees are all overgrown. All these trees you see behind here, they just block out all the sun. So so much for sunbathing and growing tomatoes. Yeah, it reminds me of the movie Logan's Run. Since my audience is probably older, they probably remember that movie. The Jenny Agutter. I just remember her as the cute English girl in the Logan's Run movie, and she was also in An American Werewolf in London. But in that movie, they're trapped inside all the time. They tell them that the outside's a poisonous place and they'll die if they go out there. But they go out there anyway because the plot of the movie is, of course, is like you get to be 30 years old and they kill you because they're in a domed-in population and they got to deal with the overpopulation. They're like, fuck being killed, leaving. So they went outside, figured, well, die anyway. And they had a mythology built up inside the dome that, they went through a rebirth process. So, they would get people to die willingly. Whether that's a metaphor for anything deep, I don't know. I don't care. The main point is there's a part in the movie where she's outside, she's wearing a skirt, and a lizard runs up her leg, and she freaks out, and she's like, I hate outside, I hate outside. It's like, I don't remember it being that noisy out here as far as the road. As far as the birds chirping and all the nature sounds, I'm good with that, man. I'm a fisherman. So, yeah, I'm good with that. What I'm not good with is all the trucks and ambulances and all the other shit that goes on out here. So I don't know if sitting out here, when it gets warm, if I'm still here, which hopefully I'm not, and hopefully this is all a moot point, I will spin the chair around and I will sit out here very early, because the sun will rise. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and there won't be all that damn traffic in the background, which is annoying. It's just ruining the whole experience for me. I put so much effort into coming out here too, because walking is risky for me. Walking is not, if you can walk normal. Walking is not like walking on a tightrope for me. It's like when we were kids and we'd go fishing at these places, and there would be like boards across streams, and you'd have to walk across like a board about that wide, and you had to put one foot in front of the other. Walking sort of like that for me. You had to concentrate on what you were doing. Now I remember this one place we went fishing at. We called it Uncle Sonny's Lake. Actually, I think we called it Uncle Sonny's Pond. It wasn't even his, but he just lived by it. And we'd go there, and we were so small, we were just content to catch bluegill, and we'd just catch bluegill all day. But there was a part in there where the water was really deep, and there was a board, and the board was broken in the middle, but we were just light, little 70-pound kids or whatever, so you'd have to walk like down this board that was cracked, and then like back up the board. And it was always creepy. Because for one thing, I couldn't swim. If I fell in the water, it was kind of fucked. At that age, anyway. Which I know that contradicts my story of falling in a river and getting washed a mile downstream and surviving and stuff. But I've never been able to swim, so I can keep from drowning. But yeah, walking for me is kind of like that. Like, man, it's getting cold out here, which is a nice segue into my next story, which is went fishing at this one place, and it had instead of a board, it had a log you had to walk across. Like you could take the long way around like an intelligent person and walk through the woods, and there was even a little bit of a trail there, or you could take the shortcut version and walk across this log that was over top of a piece of water, because it had 3 ponds that were interconnected with each other. That was our childhood fishing spot that I talked about. That the woods connected to that childhood fishing spot is where all the bodies were buried from the palms in that outlaw bar. But anyways, it's 38 degrees out. At least it's 10 degrees out warmer than it is here. But wait. You hear them geese? Canadian geese. So anyways, I'm walking across this log. It's 38 degrees out. It's March. It's actually a month ago from today about, but spring had broken somewhat earlier, and we had a couple of warm days, but the water was still ice cold. And that's my story, where I'm walking across this log carrying a bucket and a fishing rod, and I fall into water up to my chest when it's 38 degrees outside and the water's freezing. Then I have to go walk over a mile home, and the wind is blowing, and I get home, and I'm like, there's a line on my chest, like from here down where the water hit me, that's just purple. It's like purple. I've just turned purple. I turned into a Smurf from here down. Yeah, I needed to like have a magnifying glass to find my balls. It's like It's the coldest I've ever been in my life. And I asked my brother what to do, and he was like, "Go jump in the bathtub with some warm water, you idiot. You might have hypothermia," because I lifted up my shirt and I was all purple and shit. It's like, I don't. When you're young, I was. I don't know how old I was. Probably a teenager when that happened. You're like, yeah. Me now, it's an adventure for me to walk back here and be annoyed as fuck at the traffic noise in the background, which I had forgotten about. But anyways, I guess that's enough of a video. I have to not be an asshole today and look at those houses and get away from here. Because even sitting out back out here is, I want some place with some greenery and some damn quiet. I want quiet. I want quiet from people. I want quiet from traffic. I want quiet. I'm old, damn it. Let me be old in peace. You know, the garbage can thing, probably not a mystery. Like I said, it's probably like you don't have to be one of the Scooby Dooers to figure out that the dude opens it up, and that's why there's no beer cans out here, and throws his beer cans, and that's why it's placed right here. I was shocked when I saw this garbage can back here. I'm like, he actually took this garbage can, wheeled it or carried it down the steps, and put it back out here. Because so he could throw his beer cans in his can. Um, I haven't seen hide nor tail of that guy. If that even makes any fucking sense. I guess I should have faced the sun. I still could, I guess. Let's see what that looks like. Kane, you go over here. There, I'm not moving the chair. It's too much work. Yeah, that's what I mean, it's a little blinding for me, but I could have got some sun on my face that way. I don't know how much sun you need to process vitamin D anyway. But see, isn't this much more interesting than looking at the inside of my shitty room? So it's a worse video, but it's a better background. And yeah, but it's just very distracting to have all that traffic going on behind you. And I don't know what this is going to sound like when I play it back, as far as whether you can hear all the constant traffic noise in the background the same way I can. Yeah, I'm kind of not looking forward to walking up those concrete steps or staggering up them with a cane and putting my computer in this case over here, which I can't reach. I was going to show you, but I can't reach it anyway. Scooting the chair around just seems like more bother than it's worth. I don't scoot so well. Everything is difficult when you got physical issues, and I have a few. Boy, now I look pallid. I am pallid. I'm mostly German, I guess. I used to think I was German and Irish, but I guess I'm mostly German. But I'm a pale dude. I spent a lot of time in the sun, and I got some freckliness, but not on my face. I got freckliness on my midsection, which is weird. From laying in the sun and just being in the sun. This is weird content to be sure, but it's content. It's different, and I am outside. Like I said, I was going to be outside. So I figured this is a better way to start out the day than laying in bed. Because laying in bed leads to more laying in bed and not, I can still lay in bed and look at stuff on the computer that I need to be looking at, but I'm just, just not motivated. Just you know how depression works, right? Depression, it's like, I don't want to eat. Stomach, shut up. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to improve my situation. I don't want to move out of a place I hate. It's too much work. I don't want to just even look at places that I can move into where there won't be a bunch of noise and idiots and madness and people that you want to beat in the alley with a sack of nickels. I don't want. I don't want to change things. I just want to be miserable. I'm used to being miserable. You know, it isn't even fear of change. It's just lethargy, inertia, and words like that. Let's see, you probably can't see that. There's not enough light in here, but my hands are actually cold, and this does nothing for the. Yeah, this didn't do much for my looks. Uh, Side of my jaw hurts. I will investigate that when I get inside. But anyways, it's different. It wasn't good, but it was different. You know, I wonder if anybody's ever heard that after a sexual experience. How was it for you, honey? Well, it wasn't good, but it was different. I'll try to end on that note. Goodbye.